The United States' involvement in supplying cluster bombs to Ukraine has sparked international debate. In this video, we'll take a serious look at what cluster munitions are, why they're so controversial, and where they've been used. First, we need to understand what a cluster munition is. It's a bomb that opens in the air, releasing smaller bomblets across a wider area. Bomblets are designed to target tanks, equipment, and troops, effectively hitting multiple targets at once. Ukraine is using the same artillery weapons that the Western allies have provided for the war, such as howitzers, to launch these cluster munitions. Now, the controversy arises from the dangers associated with cluster bombs. In previous conflicts, these munitions have had what is called a high dud rate, meaning thousands of these unexploded bomblets remain behind, posing a threat to civilians for years to come. Due to this risk, more than 120 countries around the world have banned the use of cluster munitions. Many allies and humanitarian groups also oppose their usage. Although using cluster bombs on the battlefield itself does not violate international law, deploying them in populated areas is considered a war crime. And this brings us to the question of why the US is providing these weapons to Ukraine. Well, for more than a year, the US has been supplying traditional 155 howitzer munitions to Ukraine, but the demand has been massive due to the intensity of the conflict. The cluster bomb can destroy more targets with fewer rounds, making it a desirable option for Ukrainian ground troops facing heavily fortified Russian positions. But where have cluster bombs been used in the past? Well, many places. The US and other countries have employed them in various conflicts from Afghanistan to Lebanon and even Yemen. It's essential to note that the Convention on Cluster Munitions, an international treaty, prohibits their use, production, transfer and stockpiling. Over 100 states have joined this convention, with many NATO members opposing the use of cluster bombs. So the decision to supply cluster munitions to Ukraine is a highly contentious issue, balancing the effectiveness of these weapons in combat with the risks they pose to civilian populations. Now, international law does not ban their use on the battlefield, but the way they've been employed must follow strict guidelines to prevent indiscriminate attacks on civilians. The use of cluster munitions raises complex moral and ethical questions in armed conflicts. As the situation in Ukraine unfolds, it remains crucial for all parties involved to ensure that these weapons are used responsibly and in accordance with international humanitarian law.